So, a lot of hullabaloo has been going on in the media with regards to the Trump administration's proposal to Ukraine in regards to how to end this war that has been ongoing since what? Since 2023 or since 2022? I'm not even sure now. When did this war start? It probably started in 2022. Yeah, 2022. And part of the terms that Trump has proposed for this war to end is that Ukraine would have to surrender some of its territory, including Crimea, by the way, and some of the eastern regions of Donetsk and Luhansk. And surprise, surprise, European leaders are all over the place, scrambling, trying to tell all of us how this proposal being put forward by the Trump administration is a bad idea. It's a surrender to Russia, all of that. It's humiliating to Ukraine. But the funniest thing about these people is that this war has been ongoing for what, 3 years? And Trump has been in power for less than a year. And none of these people have provided any solution to this war. None of them. None of them have provided any path to peace. Peace, none of them have provided any path to victory. So they don't have any proposals, they don't have any solutions. The only contribution they have is to criticize the one man who has a solution to this war. And to be sure, the United States in this war, they are not the good guys. They are not neutral. They are not the good guys who are coming to bring peace. The United States of America is directly responsible for this war. This war was not started by Russia. This war was started by the United States of America. So I put the blame for this war firmly and squarely on the feet of the United States of America, who unwisely drove Ukraine to this point of antagonizing Russia, to the point of Russia invading Ukraine. So I don't think that America are good guys in this war, because they are not. But we are where we are now. This invasion began in 2022, and none of these people, since 2022 until January 2025, have done anything to bring any resolution to this war. Nothing. The only thing that they've done is to give Ukraine billions of dollars every year that have not produced any results. And the alternative here is this. In the last couple of months, Russia has been doing so well in this war that Ukraine is running out of men. Ukraine is running out of weapons, and there is not a single area in this war in which Ukraine is doing well. Men are fleeing the country. The men who are being forced, by the way, to fight this war are fleeing the country. Now they have to force old men who are 60 and above to fight. Ukraine doesn't have enough men to continue fighting for another 2 years. But these Europeans are telling Ukraine that, no, the US's proposal is embarrassing to you, it's embarrassing, wada wada, it's this and that. But what is supposed to happen? Because the alternative is that if this war continues for another 3 years, it's actually very possible that the Russian troops will reach Kyiv. And because from what I'm seeing, from reports that are coming from Ukraine, is that Russia controls roughly 15 to 20% of the Ukrainian land. And I understand that to mean, if we don't count Crimea, they control 15 to 20% of Ukrainian land. If this war continues for another couple of years, Russia will control roughly 40% of the land. If Russia controls 40% of Ukraine, I don't, it wouldn't make any sense on the side of Russia to stop the war if they control 40% of Ukraine. Because even now, Russia is doing so well in this war that stopping the war right now makes no sense on the side of the Russians. Any ceasefire right now will benefit Ukraine because it will help them to replenish their armaments, to restock their supply lines, to rebuild their logistics, to try recruit more men. It would, which is not a problem that Russia has right now. Russia has a very well-oiled machine when it comes to wars of attrition, and they're doing very well. So when I'm looking in terms of all of the talking heads from Europe and even in the American media who are telling Ukraine to not surrender, to not give up, my question really is, what is their alternative? What is the alternative? If Ukraine does not cede the land that Russia is already controlling right now, what is the alternative going forward? What's the alternative? I'll tell you what the alternative is. The alternative is to continue to fight and for Ukraine to lose more land. And ultimately, if this war continues 5 years, 10 years, Ukraine will lose all of their land. That is the alternative. And what I've seen with a lot of people is that they are making emotional, moral statements about Ukraine is defending itself. Oh, Ukraine didn't start. You want them to surrender. They are losing, moron. They are losing. Right now, it doesn't matter who's responsible. It doesn't matter who started what. What matters is that they are losing. And what is your solution to the fact that they are losing? Because you need to work with the facts on the ground. Because assume that in 2028, which is what, 3 years from now, America appoints a president that's going to give Ukraine more money than they've done before. Even if you just forget that for a second. Imagine right now the Congress in the United States wants to give more Ukraine more weapons and more money, even to the point of if Trump, for instance, vetoes such bills, they have enough majorities in both houses of Congress that they are able to give more money to Ukraine. Imagine if they double their support towards Ukraine. Will this result in Ukraine being able to stop the Russian onslaught? If the US doubles their support, if Europe doubles their support, will this bring a tangible result on the ground for Ukraine? The answer is no, it wouldn't. The war is at the point right now where there's no amount of money, no amount of weapons that is going to bring Ukraine a positive outcome. There is no positive outcome for Ukraine right now. So giving up 20% of your land is probably you salvaging whatever is rest of your dignity. Because it's going to be much worse further on down the line. But the choice is yours. The choice is always yours, folks.